The truth is closer than it seems, and always darker than you expect.
In the 1970s, Hamburg was drowning in neon light, cheap alcohol, and forgotten lives. And above a small bar called the Golden Glove, a quiet, twisted man hid a truth the city refused to smell, until it was too late. His name was FRITZ HONKA.
Fritz HONKA was born in 1935 in Leipzig. A childhood shaped by war, violence, and poverty left deep cracks inside him. His father was imprisoned in a Russian camp. His mother struggled to survive, and Honka himself grew up in institutions where cruelty was a daily lesson. As an adult, he drifted from job to job, bricklayer, handyman, night worker, never staying long, always drinking, always running from something. A car accident in his early 20s smashed his face, leaving him with a crooked nose and a twisted eye. People stared, people whispered, and Honka sank deeper into the shadows. By the early 1970s, he spent almost every night in a bar where society left its unwanted, the Golden Glove in Hamburg's red light district. Women who survived bombings, homelessness, and addiction came here to warm up, to drink, to forget. And among them walked a man whose loneliness had already started turning into something else.
Honka lived in a small attic apartment at 62 Zeissstrasse, just above the Golden Glove. A room so dirty, so suffocating, that even his friends refused to step inside. Neighbors constantly complained about the smell, a sour, heavy stench that crept into hallways and stairwells. But Honka always had an excuse. It's the building, it's the pipes, it's the neighborhood. And in the 1970s, in a district full of poverty and alcohol, people believed him. Or maybe they simply didn't want to know the truth. Between 1970 and 1975, several women disappeared from the Golden Glove bar. Elderly sex workers, homeless alcoholics, women the world considered nobodies. They had names: Anna, Gertrude, Frida, and more. They vanished quietly, and the city barely blinked. But in Honka's attic, the air kept getting heavier, and the smell grew stronger.
The truth surfaced on July 15, 1975. A fire broke out in Honka's building. Flames spread fast through the old wood. When firefighters broke into the attic, the smoke didn't hit them first. The smell did. A smell so strong, so unnatural, that even trained men froze for a moment. Inside the blackened attic, they found the remains the city had been ignoring for years. And suddenly, all those missing women had a single address, a single name, a single monster behind them. Honka himself was found outside, dazed, confused, stinking of smoke and alcohol. He never tried to run. He didn't even try to lie. His only words were quiet, almost calm. They were no good women. A sentence that chilled investigators more than the crime itself.
When the case went to trial, Germany was stunned. Honka didn't look like a killer. He looked like a scared, broken factory worker, a man who limped, stuttered, and avoided eye contact. Psychiatrists argued he wasn't fully responsible, that alcohol, trauma, and mental damage shaped his violence. But the facts painted a different image. Years of disappearances, years of ignored warnings, years of horror hidden behind one crooked door. In 1976, Honka was sentenced to 15 years, later transferred to psychiatric care. He was released in 1993 under a new identity, but the freedom didn't last. He died in 1998 in a nursing home, aged 63, alone, with no visitors, no family, no final words. Just a life that ended the same way it began, in silence.
The Golden Glove Bar still exists today. Tourists walk inside out of curiosity. Locals drink there because they always have. But the building above it, the attic where darkness once lived, is gone. Still, the memory remains, a reminder that danger doesn't always scream. Sometimes it smells. Sometimes it whispers. And sometimes it lives quietly above a bar, waiting for someone to finally pay attention. Fritz HONKA wasn't born a monster. He became one slowly, fed by loneliness, addiction, and the silence of a world that didn't care. And that silence was the deadliest part of all.